All right, what's up, guys? In this video, I want to talk about how to increase the accuracy or the precision of your MP5, whether it's the K, the SD, or the A5. Also, I want to show you a simple modification you guys can make to your hop unit to basically eliminate any feeding issues, okay? So, really quick, let's talk about the bucking. So occasionally you might find that your BBs will roll up and kind of like press the bucking up like that, and they'll get wedged between the bucking and the feed ramp. Um, a modification I've made to my bucking, I don't know, maybe like 2 years ago, is I basically removed this section of the. Let me grab something so I can tell you. Basically, remove this section of my bucking. Okay, so you can see about a millimeter deep and about maybe 3 millimeters wide is what I removed. Basically, just enough to fit in this section of your feed ramp. Okay, the reason behind that is because the bucking sits so far back, closer to the nozzle, and the feed ramp is pretty steep, so the bucking kind of rolls up and gets wedged between the bucking and the BB rolls up between the bucking and the feed ramp. Okay, so to prevent that, basically just chop off a little piece of the bottom of your bucking. This won't affect your FPS or your joules. As I just showed you, you're not really missing that much of your bucking, so the nozzle can still seal pretty well. The next thing I want to show you is to increase your accuracy. So let me close that one. So we're going to be focused on this arm right here. Okay, so this is just an extra hop unit I have. Now let's pay attention to the wobble on. Okay, so can you guys see how much that moves side to side? Now let's look at this one. Okay, so no movement side to side. Basically, what I did, again, this is super simple. I just took some duct tape. I have some neon green duct tape or some highlighter yellow duct tape. I just wrapped it around the front once and the back once with a little bit of this, what's this, carpenter tape, just to flush it out. The reason I only did it once on the front is because the front already has two ribs on both sides as like to fill that space. Okay, you can see what I'm talking about on this one. You guys see that rib right there? And the back doesn't have it. Well, the middle doesn't have it. It has it right there, but that's a little too far back. So basically, you just do that to take up the slack between the sides of your hop arm, and that'll keep it from rocking side to side on you. That'll also improve the accuracy a tad bit. Okay, now let's talk about how to basically eliminate any feeding issue. Okay, so a lot of times on your let me grab a magazine. All right, so a lot of times with the feeding of the MP5, you get into a situation where your BB will get stuck like right in here. Sorry, my camera won't focus. There we go. You run into an issue where the BB kind of gets stuck right there. Once it happens, you know, the momentum in the bolt is lost. Everything comes to a halt. Pretty much just stops. Okay, so what I found is that it's basically this little ledge right here. Okay, so just go ahead, remove that. And I've been running mine like this for years, not years, I'm sorry, for quite a while, and I haven't had any feeding issues. So you can see on this one, it is completely gone, right? The reason for that little divider right there is because the MP5 magazine is double stacked all the way to the top, and it's supposed to help guide the BB to the center of the feed ramp, no matter which side the BB comes from. You really don't need this divider here because, as you can see, both sides are kind of like teardrop shaped, and it's gonna wedge the the BB to the middle. Anyway, I was, I don't know why, but in my head I was thinking about wedge beetle from Moss Hunter. But anyway, so yeah, you don't need that divider. So just go ahead and remove it. In the video, in a later part of the video, I'll show you guys where I just full auto through 5 magazines with absolutely no issues. So this modification seems to work pretty well, okay? And it's super simple. You literally just take out the feed ramp and you remove that little tooth right there, okay? Now, this has worked for me, and as you can see, the only modification I made to my magazine is focus. The only modification I've made to my magazine is I removed, on 4 of the magazines I purchased, it had a little raised section right here, like a little end, like not an indent. It kind of stuck out. So I removed that section just to make it kind of, easier to extract the BB from this side. I'm not sure if this was a early thing or just a flaw, because the last 2 magazines I purchased like a year later, they didn't have that little raised section. So on the feed window of my magazine, the only thing I modified was I got rid of that little tooth right here. I never filed this section away or anything like that. Only this part, okay? So if you've made any other modifications to your magazines, like the actual window, then I can't guarantee this modification will work for you. Hopefully it will. It's worked for me, and it actually does pretty good. Like I said, I'll show you guys later. Full auto, 5 magazines, no issues. I've been running it like this for a really long time. I just decided to finally come back to the MP5. I've been enjoying the SCW9 in the ISO 5564 for a while. The MP9 has finally released, so as soon as I get my hands on that, I'll make a video of that one. All right, so that's all I got for you guys right now. I will be releasing another video later showing you guys how to reinforce your stock nozzles, okay? All right, so we're gonna try to run through 5 magazines on full auto. There's already one in the chamber, so let's go ahead. Magazine number 1. Empty, bolt locks. Magazine number 2. Magazine number 5, last one. Here we go. All right, so there you go. Ripped through 5 magazines on full auto, no hiccup.